My name is Claudia, and this is Amy.
Let us be the first to congratulate you on your exciting new career here at Verial ISD.
Today, we're going to go through one of 30 orientation modules that are exciting as they are mandatory. In today's module, we're going to be discussing the ELAR TEKS.
Yes, Claudia and I will be your guides through the exciting world of the state standards and testing.
Join us!
In order to understand the ELAR strands, we have to first know what they are and understand a little bit about them. So, strand number 1 is reading. Reading highlights the student's ability to read and understand a wide variety of informal text. Strand 2, writing, illustrates how students compose a variety of written text with a clear, concise idea, coherent organization, and sufficient detail. Strand number 3 is research. This strand describes how students are expected to know how to locate, use, and interpret data sources and present their ideas on them. Strand number 4 is listening and speaking. And this is how students respond to ideas, the ideas of others, and how they contribute their own ideas. And strand number 5 is oral and written conventions. This is how students use the English language and interpret them in the oral and written conventions.
Hello again. We were just discussing some of the important standards.
Based on our research, we have identified 5 important standards for the 4th grade. The first important standard is writing and ensuring that the students are able to write expository and procedural texts, convey their ideas and information for specific purposes.
Right. This could include creating brief compositions, creating letters, as well as writing responses to convey their overall understanding and comprehension.
That's right, Claudia. Another important standard is for the 4th grade to involve oral and written conventions. One of the standards that is important but not tested is the expectation to draw conclusions.
Yes, which means the third important standard is correct spelling. As students advance, so should their overall conventions of using spelling within rules of patterns and overall grammar.
That's right. Students are expected to use correct grammar and punctuation as well.
And the 5th important standard we found is learning the parts of speech that students use in writing, as well as using transitional words properly to convey a conclusion and the end of what they've written.
Yes, and don't forget figure 19. Students are expected to summarize text and maintain meaning in logical order, as well as make connections between literary and expository texts.
Thanks, Amy. Great point.
Thank you, Claudia. Some student expectations are just harder to teach than others. Let's talk about a few common problem areas that are common among teachers. In 4th grade, students are expected to build upon their prior knowledge and skills, therefore strengthening their reading, writing, and oral language skills. Therefore, reading and writing is required on a daily basis, which can cause some resistance.
I can understand why that's a difficult student expectation. Another difficult student standard is analyzing text, drawing conclusions, as well as making inferences by providing textual information to support students' understanding. Since some students are still deepening their understanding of a metaphor and implied meaning, this could be difficult.
Some people think that readiness standards and supporting standards are the same thing, but we're here to dispel that myth. Right, Claudia?
Right, Amy.
Readiness standards are essential for success in the current grade or course.
While supporting standards are introduced in the current grade or course, but could be emphasized in a later year.
Readiness standards are important for preparedness for the next grade or course.
While supporting standards could be emphasized in a previous year.
Readiness standards support college and career readiness.
While supporting standards play a role in preparing students for the next grade or course, but not a central role.
Readiness standards support and necessitate in-depth instruction.
While supporting standards address more narrowly defined content and concepts.
Readiness standards address significant content and concepts.
By now, you might also be realizing the time constraints and the difficulties assessing certain expectations, which is why certain material does not get tested, like producing a reading log or writing poetry to convey meaning. This could be difficult and vary from student to student. A potential consequence of this untested material is the instructor changing their priorities and not assessing or teaching certain standards.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through the ins and outs of the STAR, ELAR TEKS, strands and standards. Be sure to join us for part 2 of our 20-part series.
We'll teach you how to sort through knee-high paperwork, apply Band-Aids, keep track of 24 students, answer the phone, all while teaching.
Goodbye.
Bye!